Today we are going to talk about the best footballers in the world 2025. As summary, Mohamed Salah is currently rated as the world's best player thanks to his performances with Liverpool under Arne Slot. The winger narrowly beats the likes of Vinicius Jr., Rodri, and Harry Kane to top spot. Lionel Messi remains among the world's best players, but Cristiano Ronaldo drops out of the top 25 following a dismal Euro 2024. Football is an ever-changing meritocracy and, therefore, deciding the best player in the world at any precise moment is a difficult challenge. That title could theoretically change hands after any given match depending on the level of performance an individual footballer has produced, and yet allowing opinions to change with such volatility would lead to nothing but subjective anarchy. For those within that bracket, it then becomes a question of clear evidence of immaculate form, whether that's goals, assists, clean sheets or passing the eye test for all-round play, and perhaps most importantly, who and in what competition that has been delivered against. But also crucial is how much you've got to show for playing well. While ability, form and overall impact are integral considerations, winning silverware is a vital ingredient for these Ballon d'Or contenders. So, how exactly do we name the best player in the beautiful game at this very minute? Our criteria are as follows. 1. Asked, recognized as being world-class. To be the best player in the world at the moment, you have to first and foremost. 2. Well-respected. Be established as a top-level talent but also have. 3. Consistent. Produce the goods consistently throughout an extended period. Okay, let us see the top 25 footballers in the world right now. The 25th is Antoine Griezmann, plays in Atletico Madrid and France. Antoine Griezmann has always been a phenomenal footballer, but a few underwhelming seasons at Barcelona seemed to bump him out of the conversation when it came to debate over the world's best players, despite finishing third in the Ballon d'Or in 2016 and 2018. Yet, a permanent return to Atletico Madrid in 2023 has allowed the one-time World Cup winner to rediscover his best form, and the last 18 months have been particularly fruitful for him. He was the best player in La Liga throughout the previous calendar year, although clinching the silverware to demonstrate that has been a tougher task with Atletico. The capital club's domestic ambitions have been somewhat undermined by dire away form, while they were dumped out of the Champions League knockout stages by surprise finalists Borussia Dortmund last season. Nevertheless, at 33, Griezmann appears a player reborn, and he'll remain a key figure for both club and country for the foreseeable future. The 24th is Lautaro Martinez, plays in Inter Milan and Argentina. Star striker Lautaro Martinez was at the sharp edge of Inter Milan's charge to the Serie A title after surpassing the 20-goal mark for the third consecutive season. Of course, the Argentine excelling in the final third, scoring goals left, right and center, is nothing new for those who have followed his career closely. El Toro has been a phenomenal player for the Nerazzurri ever since he was snapped up from South American football back in 2018, while he was also part of the Argentina squad that lifted the World Cup at the tail end of 2022, albeit losing significance in Lionel Scaloni's side as the competition went on. When Martinez is at his best, he can be unstoppable, and the past 24 months have seen him enhance his reputation. The 23th is Phil Foden, plays football in Manchester City and England. Phil Foden took his game to new levels last season under Pep Guardiola's management at Manchester City. The 24-year-old shattered his previous personal bests for goals and assists last season, rising to the fore in De Bruyne's absence and, while Haaland misfired, to deservedly claim the Premier League Player of the Season award. One of the most talented players that England has produced in years, Foden can cement his status as one of the very best players of his generation. Provided he continues to keep his feet on the ground, works hard, and remains focused on football, anything is possible for this exceptionally gifted attacking midfielder. However, it's safe to say the 2024-25 season hasn't gone his way so far, and that's why he's this low down after being so high during the summer months. The 22th is Kevin De Bruyne, plays in Manchester City and Belgium. Kevin De Bruyne missed the first 5 months of the 2023-24 Premier League season due to injury, but he quickly rediscovered his decisive edge after making his comeback. On his return to action, the brilliant Belgian helped Man City beat Newcastle 3-2 at St James Park with a spectacular goal and stunning assist, before going on to still finish as the most productive playmaker in the division with 10 assists in just 18 appearances. Typical De Bruyne, right? He can create chances for his grateful teammates at the drop of a hat and put the ball on a sixpence from just about any position on the pitch. Despite missing such a large chunk of the campaign, De Bruyne racked up more than 15 assists across all competitions. Injuries have dampened his impact this campaign around, too, with him missing a period of outings through a hamstring injury. The 21th is Antonio Rudiger, plays in Real Madrid and Germany. Inarguably one of the best centre-backs in world football right now, it's fair to say that Antonio Rudiger has exceeded expectations since joining Real Madrid from Chelsea in 2022. The unconventional German centre-back showed glimpses of being a top central defender at Stamford Bridge, but few would have rated him as the world's best player in his position back then. A true leader on the pitch, the 31-year-old Berlin-born star has enjoyed huge success at the Santiago Bernabeu. Alas, the 77-cap Germany international was nothing short of an integral part of Los Blancos winning both La Liga and the Champions League during the 2023-24 campaign. This time out, he'll be pivotal to any success they muster should they wave goodbye to a stuttering start. The 20th is Declan Rice, plays in Arsenal and England. Declan Rice was comfortably one of the best signings of last season and, incredibly, still seems capable of improving each time he takes one of his long strides across the pitch. A tireless presence in the heart of Arsenal's midfield, the England international has been an integral aspect behind the club's imperious defensive record. Unshackled over the second half of last season by the inclusion of Jorginho and/or Thomas Partey, Rice has emerged as a two-way threat, adding end product to his lashings of endeavour. Mikel Arteta has described Rice as Arsenal's lighthouse, he makes his teammates shine. But the magisterial midfielder, who is just as important for England, deserves some of the spotlight himself. The 19 is Alisson Becker, plays in Liverpool and Brazil. Alisson is widely regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the world and has been the backbone behind Liverpool's continuous quest for silverware in recent seasons. He regularly shows off his world-class qualities, and he's an extremely well-rounded keeper, too. Not just an exceptional shot stopper, but also dominant in his box, fearless when coming off his line and comfortable spraying passes around when required. His composure at the back helps Liverpool start attacks, with his teammates and coaching staff knowing they can rely on him if something goes wrong. Injury hampered the second half of the 2023-24 season with the same worries entering the current season, but we mustn't forget that he's undoubtedly one of the best players in the world. The 18th is Florian Wirtz, plays in Bayer Leverkusen and Germany. Florian Wirtz played a leading role in Bayer Leverkusen's title-winning campaign in the 2023-24 season. He registered 23 goal contributions in 32 Bundesliga appearances, earning himself the league's Player of the Season award. He also won the DFB Pokal under the management of Xabi Alonso, meaning he was called up to the Germany squad for Euro 2024. They exited the tournament at the quarter-final stage to the eventual winners, Spain, but Wirtz was a consistent performer throughout. The midfielder has shown no signs of slowing down in the early part of the 2024-25 campaign. In the 26 games he has played, Wirtz has scored 12 and registered 8 assists. It will be an uphill battle for Leverkusen to defend their title, as Bayern Munich have recruited some star players, including Michael Olise and Joao Palhinha, but Polheim-born Wirtz will be pivotal if they are to triumph again. The 17th is Martin Odegaard, plays in Arsenal and Norway. Martin Odegaard and this modern iteration of Arsenal suffer from the same problem, if you can call it that. Everyone is so swept up by their feats of silk and skill on the ball, that the defensive work is often overlooked. When you look at our counter-press, Odegaard has been keen to point out how we win the ball back. It's so hard for opponents. Arsenal's 25-year-old skipper is arguably the most important element to the team's ferocious approach off the ball. Dutifully running himself into the ground each time he takes to the pitch, Odegaard leads by example, orchestrating his colleagues in a well-drilled constriction to steal back possession and show off his immense talent. Without him, the Gunners are merely a shell of themselves. The 16th is Cole Palmer, plays in Chelsea and England. Cole Palmer was, undeniably, one of the breakout stars in world football in the last year. After moving to Chelsea from City in the summer of 2023, the attacking midfielder scored 22 goals and registered 11 assists in 33 Premier League matches. These performances earned him a place in Gareth Southgate's Euro 2024 squad, where his minutes were largely limited. He did make an impact in the final, though, scoring from off the bench against Spain. Palmer has now extended his contract at the Blues to 2033. He has started the 2024-25 season with 13 goals and 6 assists, helping his side to a strong start. In terms of the rest of the current term, the glittering talent will be hoping to lift the London club into the Champions League places and, on a personal note, secure a starting spot in Thomas Tuchel's team. The 15th is William Saliba, plays in Arsenal and France. William Saliba has been one of the most important figures in Arsenal's revival under Mikel Arteta in the last couple of years. The Gunners conceded only 29 goals in the Premier League last season, which was the lowest figure in the division, with the French defender part of a formidable partnership with Brazilian centre-back Gabriel. Saliba's consistent performances have earned him a place in the PFA Team of the Year for 2 consecutive years, but he will be keen to add some domestic and international trophies to his career in the near future. He was one of France's best players at Euro 2024, as they were knocked out in the semi-finals by the eventual winners, Spain. The defense was not an issue for Didier Deschamps' side in Germany, conceding only 3 goals in 6 matches. Aged only 23, Saliba will have plenty of opportunities to win silverware for Arsenal and France, though, and the Gunners have never been closer to nipping the bud in a 20-year Premier League title drought thanks to his efforts. The 14th is Jamal Musiala, plays in Bayern Munich and Germany. In terms of dribbling past opponents, Jamal Musiala is arguably the best in the business right now. With the possible exception of Messi, who is still capable of ghosting past players despite being 37 years old, nobody comes close to the talented German in this particular aspect of football. The 21-year-old, who represented England at various youth levels before deciding to represent the country of his birth at senior level in 2021, leaves fans and television viewers on the edge of their seats thanks to his direct, attacking approach. Capable of making any defender on the planet look silly, the sky truly is the limit for this outstanding young talent who has 11 direct goal involvements in 13 Bundesliga games as Bayern Munich sit pretty at the top. The 13th is Bukayo Saka, plays in Arsenal and England. Full credit must go to Bukayo Saka for the hugely impressive manner in which he recovered after missing the decisive penalty for England in the Euro 2020 final against Italy. Many players in his position would have crumbled after suffering such a crushing moment, particularly as it was followed by some appalling abuse on social media. But the shining star has gone from strength to strength over the past couple of years and is now one of the most effective wingers on the planet. Especially in the absence of Odegaard, the Hale End graduate has added another feather to his bow, becoming his side's creator-in-chief. Aside from being a world-class wide forward, Saka is also one of the most universally popular players in football right now. A mild-mannered, humble 23-year-old, the Englishman deserves all the plaudits that are currently coming his way. 12th is Virgil van Dijk. Plays in Liverpool and the Netherlands. Since joining Liverpool in 2018, Virgil van Dijk has established himself as one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. Last season, the Reds only won one trophy in Jurgen Klopp's final year as Liverpool manager. This trophy was the EFL Cup, where Van Dijk scored the winner in extra time and was the man of the match in an impressive victory against Mauricio Pochettino's Chelsea. He was a consistent performer in the Premier League as well, earning himself a place in the PFA Team of the Year. Euro 2024 was a disappointment for the Dutch defender, though, as they succumbed to a late defeat to England in the semi-final. With less than 1 year left on his Liverpool contract, there is uncertainty around Van Dijk's long-term future in the Premier League. That said, The Athletic's David Ornstein has reported that his employers have tabled a new deal, and it's safe to say that's the right decision after recent performances against the likes of Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappé. 11th is Lionel Messi. Plays in Inter Miami and Argentina. The Qatar World Cup will forever be Lionel Messi's crowning moment in football, above everything else, but the greatest footballer who's ever lived can no longer be considered the world's best player, mainly due to the fact he's now plying his trade with Inter Miami in Major League Soccer. That doesn't mean to say that Messi, who turned 37 in June, is no longer capable of producing magical moments on the pitch, because he still does that regularly with his current employers. He also deserved to win a record-breaking 8th Ballon d'Or award in October due to the fact he inspired Argentina to World Cup glory less than 12 months earlier. Will he win another Ballon d'Or before closing the curtains on his career? It seems very unlikely at this stage, although you certainly wouldn't bet against him if he helps Argentina retain the World Cup in 2 years. There's a big question mark over whether the Barcelona legend will even be at that tournament, but a huge part of him will undoubtedly want to be part of the squad that defends his country's world title. Even at the age of 39, the GOAT will still be miles better than the vast majority of professional footballers on the planet, so rule him out at your own peril. 2023 Ballon d'Or, FIFA The Best Men's Player 2023, Argentine Sportsperson of the Year 2023, Argentine Footballer of the Year 2023, Laureus World Sportsman of the Year 2023. 10th is Rafinha. Plays in Barcelona and Brazil. Here's your bi-weekly reminder that Rafinha once plied his trade for Yorkshire-based outfit Leeds United. Now, he's ripping up on a week-by-week basis for one of the biggest teams in Europe, and he certainly doesn't look out of place in Barcelona's star-studded team. There was once a time, however, when his Camp Nou stint looked to be all but over. In the form of his life under boss Hansi Flick, having plundered 19 goals and 11 assists in 27 appearances across all competitions in 2024-25, the critic silencing Brazilian is enjoying quite the redemption arc and has every chance of guiding Flick and company alongside the likes of Lewandowski and Yamal to great things. 9th is Jude Bellingham. Plays in Real Madrid and England. It's hard to remember any player arriving at Real Madrid and making an immediate impact quite like Jude Bellingham had done last campaign, let alone one that still at such a tender age. Unfortunately, the midfield maestro couldn't end his Borussia Dortmund career with a Bundesliga title after they missed out to Bayern Munich on the final day of 2022-23, but he marked his debut campaign in Spain with our La Liga title. As well as consistently impressing in the Champions League and scoring or assisting while with England on international duty, Bellingham has often offered himself as Real Madrid's de facto chief goalscorer, excelling in a false nine role. An injury cooled Bellingham's hot streak since the turn of the year, although he is still capable of squeezing out bright moments. Also ranked as one of the best young players in the world, the sky truly is the limit for the English phenomenon. 8th is Kylian Mbappé, plays in Real Madrid and France. Kylian Mbappé has ended his spell with Paris Saint-Germain and has begun the next chapter of his career at Real Madrid after completing a dream move to the Bernabeu this summer. As expected, Mbappé has adorned the number 9 shirt in the Spanish capital. Despite the fact he knew his time at PSG was coming to an end, Paris-born Mbappé knuckled down during the final months of the 2023-24 campaign and ranked as the most prolific forward in the French top flight once again. The world-class forward was a disappointing presence for France at Euro 2024, but that's largely because he suffered a broken nose early in the tournament. His start to life with his new employers has been unexpectedly difficult, however, hence why he's not higher on this list as things stand, though he's started to show glimmer of his peak again in recent weeks. The 7th is Lamine Yamal, plays in Barcelona and Spain. Those who follow La Liga won't have been surprised by Lamine Yamal's eye-catching displays during Euro 2024. The teenager, who only turned 17 on July 13, impressed everyone with his exceptional performances for Barcelona during the 2023-24 campaign in which he made 50 appearances for the Catalan Giants. Aside from his extraordinary technical qualities, what makes Yamal different from the vast majority of players his age is his decision-making. Time and time again, the youngster makes the right decisions when it matters most. Once bathed by Lionel Messi as a baby, it would be a shock if Lamine Yamal doesn't go on to win the Ballon d'Or one day after having recently scored against Real Madrid in the Spanish Super Cup final. The 6th is Erling Haaland, plays in Manchester City and Norway. Erling Haaland, unsurprisingly, wrapped up another Premier League Golden Boot award with 27 goals last season and has already started the 2024-25 campaign in sparkling form. In the first 20 Premier League games, he has scored 16 goals, including consecutive hat-tricks against Ipswich Town and West Ham. And, after a brief slow patch, he is back at it again at the turn of the year. There are debates over the Norway striker's overall qualities as a footballer in the purest sense of the word, but there is little substance to the argument that City are better off without him. Roy Keane may joke that Haaland has had moments that would make a League Two player blush, but even the inscrutable Manchester United icon cannot begrudge the Norwegians' enduring quality. Erling Haaland is the only player in Premier League history to score at least 25 goals in each of his first 2 seasons in the competition. The 5th is Robert Lewandowski, plays in Barcelona and Poland. Robert Lewandowski's remontada is one for the ages. The enigmatic Pole, 36, is well known throughout Europe for being incredible at what he gets paid the big bucks to do: score goals. Whether it was for Bayern Munich or Borussia Dortmund, sides in Germany's top tier were sick at the sight of the 156-cap international thanks to his ruthless, timely finishing in front of goal. A move to Barcelona beckoned in the summer of 2022 and the goals have continued to be provided in plentiful surprise. Becoming the division's top goalscorer in his maiden season 2022-23 with 23 strikes and then firing the Spanish Giants to a league and cup double the season after, there is nothing stopping Lewa from hitting new heights. He's not one of the top 10 goalscorers in football history for no reason, is he? The 4th is Harry Kane, plays in Bayern Munich and England. He may still be looking for his maiden trophy in professional football, although it should be mentioned that he has made 5 finals. But Harry Kane features on this list for one simple reason: he's continued scoring goals for fun since leaving his beloved Tottenham for Bayern Munich in the summer of 2023. If anything, the England international has taken his game to new heights since moving to the Allianz Arena. The 31-year-old enjoyed the most prolific campaign of his career last time out and chipped in with a healthy supply of assists, too. The pick of his goals was this incredible wonder strike against Darmstadt from inside his own half. Sadly for Kane, Bayern missed out on Bundesliga glory to Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen and were dumped out of the Champions League by Real Madrid after the striker had been substituted. From an individual point of view, the Englishman could hardly have done much more during his debut season in Germany. And you guessed it, it's been much of the same in 2024-25. Goals, goals and more goals. The third one is Rodri. Plays in Manchester City in Spain. Defensive midfielders often don't get the credit they deserve, so when one stands out enough to be named the Champions League Player of the Season, and finishes 5th in the Ballon d'Or rankings, you know they're a special player. Rodri's performances are always of a consistently high standard, but his virtual ever-presence as Manchester City won the treble shone a spotlight on his unsung heroics, while the winning goal in the Champions League final, a typically cool finish from the edge of the box, thrust him to center stage. Also named the player of the tournament for the 2023 Nations League as Spain lifted the trophy, Rodri has excelled for both club and country over the past couple of seasons. The worthy recipient of the 2024 Ballon d'Or, Rodri has continued to go above and beyond for Man City, producing consistently outstanding performances and chipping in with big goals. Currently out of action with a long-term knee injury, his absence is felt, that's for sure. The second is Vinicius Jr. Plays in Real Madrid and Brazil. Vinicius Jr. has been at the heart of Real Madrid's success in recent years. His elegance and skill on the wing have been crucial for Los Blancos. After an injury derailed his start to the 2023-24 season, Vinicius produced the best form of his career in the second half of the campaign, emphatically filling the void left by Karim Benzema's summer departure and taking over the mantle of Madrid's talisman alongside Bellingham. The Englishman would be the first to laud his good friend and teammate and, during Madrid's La Liga celebrations, Bellingham spontaneously hailed Vinicius as the best player in the world. And, well, it's hard to disagree. As for his international career with Brazil, there's no doubt that Vinicius will have his sights set on inspiring his nation to glory at the 2026 World Cup, but he's currently playing second fiddle to one other devastating wide man. The first one is Mohamed Salah. Plays in Liverpool and Egypt. The year 2023 was a largely frustrating one for Mohamed Salah. Liverpool finished 5th in the Premier League, exited the FA Cup and League Cup in the early rounds and were dumped out of the Champions League in the first knockout round. There weren't any major individual accomplishments to speak of either, and at one point it even looked as though he was open to quitting Anfield altogether to join Cristiano Ronaldo and company in the financially well-endowed Saudi Pro League. Salah started the following campaign with a typical torrent of goals but struggled to replicate his best form after picking up a serious hamstring injury while on international duty with Egypt in January. The fleet-footed forward looked jaded and let his frustration boil over during a public spat with Jurgen Klopp at the end of April. Yet, under Arne Slot's fresh stewardship, the Egyptian king is back to his goal-gobbling best in the red of Liverpool, often being their one and only saviour. He's recorded 21 strikes and 17 assists since the start of the campaign. His statistics up until this point are just as good as Lionel Messi's prime years, and the Egyptian king has never looked more like a man on a mission. He might be out of contract in the summer, but that outside noise has done very little to stop the winger from tearing the continent apart in his hopes of adding a second Premier League and Champions League crown to his overflowing trophy cabinet. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to our channel. This channel is about football, guys. We love you all. See you in the next video. Bye.